Hello, welcome to my shop, such as it is. Today we have another shop infrastructure video, and I hear what you're saying, Dan, you're doing all these shop infrastructure videos. When are you actually going to build something? We'll get there. And, well, two things. I was planning on doing some building, but then my better half had a problem with her car, and I had to stop on the way home, so I couldn't pick up the lumber I needed to pick up. Anyway, part of the issue is, this is the space is a new space. I'm just setting it up, and it takes a while to learn about the space and what your needs are to be able to get things right. And what I want to do right now is I need to move my pile of wood somewhere else because this building is 100 years old. And as you can see, these walls are those granite blocks. And granite stone foundations at 100 years old leak when it rains. At least when it rains heavily, fairly heavily. And we're expecting rain for the next couple of days. So I want to get my wood away from the wet wall. Now over on this side, this is an interior wall here. This is the driest side of the basement. So what I want to do is see if I can go off of that storage space right there and build like a rack or something to put the good wood on. And I do have a 8-footer here that I can cut up and use. And I've got a few old bits of old storage shelving framing that's there. So this isn't going to be a super exciting one, I don't think. What the hell? And after that, I may go work on the plane again after that. I get that plane fixed. I also got myself a dial caliper and some sharpening stones, and yeah, it's another sharpening stone. I should have, oh, that's the sharpening stone. These are the diamond plates. So, and I found my beeswax. I knew I had this kicking around somewhere. Good for waxing stuff up. Anyway, let's get on with the construction work, shall we? Okay, so the trick is I need to make sure that all of this stays accessible too. I don't want to have to be fighting in and out of things to get to the wood supplies. So these are actually roof racks that I don't need anymore because I've changed cars. These can go bye-bye. This is all kayaking stuff here. It's a little rolling cart, but I don't need this to be immediately accessible right now. Yeah, I know I'm out of frame. I've got more shelves over here. So, we can move all of this stuff. I mean, obviously the paddles I'm going to hang on to. But these, I don't even need anymore. Oh, this is a piece of molding I got. See, it's like corner molding when I was redoing the bathroom. Leftover. I can get stashed way up here. I probably should just get rid of it, but there it is for now. And yeah, these roof racks can just go. I don't need these for anything anymore. Probably should sell them, huh? Or just give them away. Either or. Yes, I'm going to be going in and out of frame a lot here. But I'll try and keep talking so you know I'm still here. I mean, that kind of makes this space potentially more usable than I thought. I had two left-handed gloves there. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Yeah, I think these, actually, let me put them over there for now, but these are just going to get thrown out on the sidewalk with a take me sign on them. Maybe I'll put them up on Facebook Marketplace and just list them as free or $10 or something like that. Cheap. This is my box of scraps here from before I was doing the woodworking. I guess I'll just leave it here for now. I don't know if I actually need that or not. There's a lot of stuff in here I can probably just throw away. I probably should just throw away. Got some buckets over there. The buckets are from, I was working to try and patch up the walls a little bit so they didn't leak so badly. I had some success with that, but more work lies ahead on that front. That's it's going to be an ongoing battle for a while. I put a channel outside to try and direct the water away from the foundation of the building. And that helped quite a bit, but it's not solved. All right, there's some leftover tile from the bathroom remodeling. That can go up on a shelf over here. I should show you guys the bathroom remodel that I did. It was quite the project. Quite the project indeed. Oh, this is an exhaust fan that I was trying to use in my hobby room. It ended up not really being enough for what I needed, but I might try and put this down here somewhere. The cellar ground level windows are boarded off, so I could potentially put this in there and get some ventilation down in here, which would probably be a good thing to do. So we're definitely going to hang on to this for now. Don't want to throw that away. All right. This is old tiling from before we even moved in here. I think that can go in the garbage. Got a big bag of garbage. Big heavy bag of garbage. I don't know. This is the tile that we have in the kitchen. I'm reticent to throw it away, just in case we need to patch the floor or something. Although, like I said, that was before we even moved in here. So, IDK. Bury it back there. I mean, we haven't needed it the whole time we've lived here. I don't know why I would think that we would suddenly need it now. This is, wow. Probably no good. This is some of this hydraulic cement that I was using to try and patch up the walls a bit. Slow the leaking down, which, as I said, was kind of successful. It was an improvement. It wasn't enough. I mean, I don't know that I'll ever be able to get it to stop entirely. Not without like some kind of massive, I don't know, without getting a contractor in here and having them do their thing for $20,000 or $30,000. which I don't know if the leak is enough to justify that kind of an expense. Not that I've actually priced it, but I'm just, off the top of my head, I can only imagine it's going to be in that price range. Right. This is it's a bucket of tools that I collected for the bathroom remodel. You'd probably throw this on Facebook Marketplace. Get a few bucks for it. All right, that's a little cleared out. I think I can, I don't know. Stuff might be useful for whatever I'm going to do right now. Hang on to that. This is not going to be the delicate woodworking you've come to know and love on this channel. This is carpentry. It's construction. It's weird, there's sort of a colloquial difference between carpentry and woodworking. But here we are. One single shelving rail. Doesn't do me a whole lot of good. Suppose I could cut it in half and make 2 short shelving rails out of it. Yeah. So what I was thinking was coming off of here with some shelving, but getting an idea. All right, I'm going to sweep, but I'm going to have to mask up first. Sweeping down here is a mighty dusty proposition. And I'll just start coughing and gagging if I don't put a mask on. Sorry, I was checking to see if the microphone was still on and connected. Seems to be working fine now, despite the fact that it just kept stopping on me the other day. Probably because it was new out of the package and the battery wasn't charged and I was just being a dummy. I mean, a lot of electronics you buy these days come pretty fully charged. So, that's what I get for being hasty, as Treebeard would say. A little bit of sawdust and a lot of just regular dust. Just open rafters. That's why I put in those ceiling tiles. They're not perfectly covering the ceiling, but they're covering the central area pretty well. Oh, that's the paint can opener. Should hang on to that. It's got the little hook on the end. You can pry up the paint can lids. It's useful. I know, sweeping in here is like Sisyphus, right? It's almost like, what's the point? But I feel better for doing it. So if nothing else, that's a point. All right, we'll vacuum that up later. So what I was thinking was, I was initially thinking of building some wooden rails coming off those storage things. But now I'm thinking, oh, there's 3. Now I was thinking, what if I split these in half? Seriously, we've been living here for 11 years, 12 years. Nobody's ever touched these. Some more of the kitchen floor tiles. Oh yeah, I had these fuckers fall on my feet one time. I mean, like, ow, that hurt. See, I was thinking maybe I could use this. And I might still have a use for this. But it's only 3 tall, so I don't think it's going to work for what I was just thinking it might work for. Okay. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is, actually, if I build another like shelf thing off of here, I could just lay the wood on there. I think that would be fine. Let's see. All right, so I think I've got. Whoa, don't fall. Okay. Pretty sure this is a 6-footer. Yeah. I think that's 6 feet. I'm like 5'9", 5'10", so that's 6 feet. If we had a rack right here, like about waist high, it's kind of comes to here, but I think that would be fine. And that would keep it away from the wettest part. I do have a dehumidifier in here as well. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I mean, if this had another set of legs, I could just use this. But it doesn't. It's only got the 3 sets of legs. And one set high, it's going to be much too low, I think. See, that's going to be way down there. Which, A, I don't feel like bending over that far to get the wood that I need. I'd much rather have it like at this height. Yeah. That's just going to be too low. I mean, I suppose I could leave them down there to sort of store things in or store things on. Now, can I just come off of here and drop some legs down? I think I probably could. Question is, how best to attach over here? I don't have a ton of access on that side, although I could go inboard a little bit. Right? I could take the 2x4, just go like that, run screws through that way, and then post straight down. And we're only going to come about as far out as these are. So like whatever distance that is. Let's get the tape measure. So let's say we're going from there. (20 to 21 inches. Call it 21 inches from the inside part of that beam. Okay. An old monitor. I probably should get rid of that too. Open up some space here. I could use that space. This is some like shelf paper that I used for the rebuild for the bathroom. Stuff that up there. This can just go bye-byes. This thing is ancient. It's, yeah, see? It's even got a DVD player built into it. How old is that? Built monitors with DVD players in them for years. This is another smaller exhaust fan that I got. And this is too puny for anything, so this is going in the garbage. Yeah, and that actually opens up some shelf space over there. Possibly even more if I can relocate this stuff at some point. But that's for a bit later. Right now, what I want to do is, so I need two 2x4s. I need two 2x4s that are 21 inches. And two that are like 39 inches. 40 and 40 is 80. 80 and 20 is 100. That is more than what I have in 2x4. That's an 8-footer. 8 times 12 is 96. So it's going to leave me a little bit short. But I do have some of this other wood. So it would make more sense to do like frame on the 2x4s and then just connect it over with the smaller wood pieces. Right? So that's 24. How high is this again? $39. So 40 and 40 is 80, which is only going to leave like 16 inches out of that 2x4. The 2x4 is not proving to be particularly useful. But, I mean, I could just take this and support it off the 2x4. Let's see how well this slots into here. I mean, yeah, that works. I mean, who says it actually needs to be nailed to anything, right? Oh, let me get my connector box out of the way here. Oh, lovely old electronic parts box. It was my dad's. Scoot this onto the workbench for the moment. That's either going to go back up on that shelf or somewhere else entirely. Now, I mean, that's fine. So I just need a couple of 2x4 legs going down. That's plenty strong enough to support the weight of that, the wood that I'm going to keep there. All right, we have a plan. So we need a pair of 2x4s that are 39 or 40 inches long. Tape measure. Pencil. I know I keep going in and out of frame here, but there's nothing I can do about that. Nobody's making you watch. All right. You know, let's do one from each end. That way I'll know for sure that I have square ends on either one. So even if I get my cut wrong a little bit, even if I go off square with the cut, at least I'll have 2 square feet on the floor. Because I am not known for being particularly finessed with a circular saw. What are you going to do? Okay. Yes, it's a cheap Walmart circular saw. It's not like I need a high precision circular saw. Although what I do need is a place to plug it in. And I am a long ways away from any outlets. All my extension cords are in a box. It's half buried now. Of course. Of course you didn't think about needing your circular saw. Why would you do that? Only a thoughtful person would think, hey, you know, I should maybe not bury these extension cords underneath a bunch of other stuff because I might need them in the upcoming project. Why would I ever think that? That would actually be intelligent. Okay. Okay. All right. Now we're a go. Take this end off first, and yes, I'm just going to let it fall. I'm going to take the short piece off. No quick stop on this motor. You just got to wait for it to spin down. Okay. Sweet. Actually, they're not terrible cuts. So, let's just going to go back in here. And it'd be nice if it could go for a little bit further back. Which means I have to stick it underneath that bin there. That is going to be tricksy, although I don't think that's a particularly heavy bin. Wrong again. Ah, see, it's not. It was just up against the railing there. It's like stuffed animals and papers. Okay. So, yeah, we're still going to have that one there. Right. But I can drive that into there. And this one can come all the way out to the end. So I'll have 2 points of contact on that. That'll be fine. Yeah, I think that's going to be plenty strong enough to handle the little bit of lumber I'm going to throw on it. All right. This is actually taking far less time than I was thinking it might, which is good. I'll have some time for some woodworking tonight. Or metal sharpening, maybe. So I might take another run at the plane. I'm really feeling like that's what I want to do. All right, drill. Drilling drill bits. And screws. I actually have some sheetrock construction screws that I want to use instead of wood screws. Not that I dislike wood screws. I don't have anything against wood screws. But the sheetrock screws are a good bit longer, which I think is going to serve my needs better here. All right, let's get these sawhorses out of the way. This used to be my workbench, by the way. Before I built that one, this was the top of the workbench. Well, this is part of what was top of the workbench. It's a bunch of scrap wood nailed together. You make do with what you have to make do with, right? Till it's time to do something different. And hopefully better. In this case, better. That workbench is a definite upgrade. All right. We need... This drill bit's going to be too thick. What are you? Stay out of my way. That's what you are. I mean, the flutes are sticking out past the bit. I guess will be fine. I guess that's fine. It's all fine. We're fine here. How are you? I mean, I'm probably going to do something more than this anyway, but this is a good place to start. I was thinking I'm probably going to want something to support those laterally, but all the weight is just going to be down on this. I don't think there's going to be any lateral stress. So I don't think that's necessary. I mean, I think that's going to be fine. This one I'm a little less happy about because it's only just going to have the screws going down. I would really prefer something more than that. You know what? Let me move this inboard. So it's up against this inside edge. I don't know, you probably can't even see it from over there. That way I can always add a piece onto here later if I feel like I want to. And I will drop 3 screws through the top for this. Or I could always just add a corner piece in here too. You can't even see. All right, I would definitely want to use the longest screws I have for this one. Right. Yeah, I think that might be it. Oh, that's right. I wanted to drive some screws through there too, to give it a little stability. Yeah, I should do that. I should definitely do that. Oh, that's not, no. No, I'm going through this way. Oh, that's much better. Yeah. That's going to be much better. All the strong. So strong, so wow. Now I want shorter screws though. I'm not going through a whole lot of material there. Ah, good. They're not protruding out the other side. That's what I was worried about. All right. Nice and sturdy. All right, let us put the drill away and then we'll move the wood over. And then I'll have to tidy up a little bit and then we can get on to the next project. Sounds like fun. Woot woot. Of course, What's not going to fit over there is little bits like this, but maybe that's what I can use those undershelves for. See, I'm smarter than I actually knowed. This goes in the scrap bin. To be used maybe someday or not. So, unplugs my light over there, my bench light. I do mean to use this in something, but I may get another piece and just leave that as a shelf bottom. Oh, let's see if I can do this without knocking the camera over. So here we have poplar and purple heart. I think you can guess which is which. There's a piece of mahogany and a piece of white maple. Ah, this one is going to be fun and interesting. Rough cherry, completely unfinished on all four sides. I want to see if I can figure out finishing without having a jointer or a planer. Should be fun. I know I can use a router to do it. The trick is coming up with a jig. This is just some select pine. No, this isn't even the select pine. These are just pine boards. That I have a use in mind for. That's a project for down the road a bit. Okay. Oops, sorry. Bumped you. Didn't knock you over. Let's see. I think this is. Oh no, this is select pine, and these are also pine. I think. Select pine is less knotty, which is what this is going to be. Another piece of select pine. Yeah, this is 1 by 2 by 6. The Lord only knows what the actual dimensions are. This is 2 by 1.5 pine. And this is what I think I'm going to use to make the coat rack that I'm doing soon. That can go up there. The part of the problem is now I have a bunch of scraps and no place to put them. Because they were sitting over in that area. Let me finish moving the rest of this wood out of here, and then I'll figure out what to do with those. These are some scraps of plywood and other sheet stuff. Useful stuff. I just tend to hang on to it. This is, I think this is a piece of cherry. And this is just a shitty old piece of pine that's going in the scraps bin. Piece of, well, it came off 2x4 Luan plywood. Oh, it broke. Well, I used it once anyway. And last but not least, this is a box. Oops, sorry. This is a box of maple and walnut. And I think there's some cherry in here. These are some stuff I got on a deal that were cut down for cutting boards. I think the people that cut them, there were scraps for them. This piece looks fine. There's no deformations in it. Anyway, yeah, I think this might be the cherry. Some ideas about what to do with this stuff. Have some fun with that stuff. Maybe one of those fun things will be a cutting board. Who knows? You know what? It's a perfect spot for that. How about that? How about them apples? All right. That is all the wood that I have right now. Oh, I got to move that other stuff too. Yeah, all this crap down here that you can't see is off camera. I mean, this piece here that used to be the top of my old workbench, this can just go in the garbage. So, put it near the steps so I remember to bring it up. I'm loath to just toss out some of this other stuff because, as you saw, it comes in handy. So that can go back in where it was. This one was in that same location, so this can go back in there. Maybe we can just pull this one apart, huh? I think it's just nailed together. Yep. Just nailed together. Just toss this in the scrap bin. If I can make it reach. And yes, I'm fine tossing wood with nails in my scrap bin because I understand that there are nails in the scrap bin. So I'm always careful when I go rummaging through there to not cut myself. All right. Now it's just cleanup time. And then on to the next adventure. Got some bins over there I'm going to have to move / get rid of at some point. Big pile of scrap wood over here. Burnt cherry. Stay up there. Place for everything and everything in its place. Loud vacuum sounds. Okay, now I still have my dad's electronic box. If it'll fit on that bottom shelf. You watch, it's going to be 1/2 inch tooth, son of a bitch. I knew it. I knew it. Half an inch too tall. I think it'll fit back there anywhere. Oh, there's a spot where I can stick it. As the sawhorses try and trip me up. There we go. Put away. Probably should be thrown away or given away, but for now it's just put away. Paint goes in with the painting stuff. Well, alrighty then. Check out my new wood storage. And I'll start this when I start working on something.